Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to teach you about how we can create API with the Golang, and I am using Fiber framework here, and also for the database I am using SQLite DB. Fiber framework is similar to the Express.js. If you know Express.js is simply used for the request response thing or writing the backend for the web development, or also building the REST APIs, also for the JavaScript language. But for the Golang, we will use Fiber framework. Also there are tons of framework like GORM framework is also here for writing or building the REST APIs, or writing the backend for the web framework, web development, or also for the JavaScript Express.js is there. Also the Nest.js is there for writing or creating the APIs. But I am using Golang, so I am using here Fiber framework for that similar thing, like writing the APIs, and I am creating APIs in this video. So I will use Fiber framework for request response management, or I am using SQLite DB for the database management. Okay. Before starting this video, I will recommend you to get some decent knowledge about the Golang. Anyway, I will cover that part in this video, but I will recommend you to get some basic knowledge so that you can follow this tutorial easily. Okay, let's create a project. Go mod unit simple. It's a project name, or you can call it module name also, so that I will give name. You can name it anything. Simple API with Go, but I will recommend you to give some meaningful name. Okay, and it will create go.mod. I recommend you to don't mess with this file, don't modify this file. Okay, this file, write the module simple API with Go. That's the project name, or you can call it as a module name. Or this project is using the Go version 1.23.1. okay, and okay, let's first I will create a readme file that I will tell you what are the requirements for this project. First is the Fiber framework, second is the SQLite DB, SQLite driver, and third is GORM. GORM is simply the object relation mapper. It's like it simplifies the raw SQL queries. Like if you want to fetch some data from the table, you will write raw SQL queries like select a star from the students if there is a student table, and if you want to a specific field like select name from the student table. So GORM, simply object relational mapper, simplifies that thing, and it gives some built-in functions to fetch that data. You don't have to write some big queries for fetching that data. You can use simple built-in functions and get the data easily. So we will use GORM for that. Okay, so let's download the Go Fiber first. Go Fiber Fiber version 2, and it will download. Go gorm.io, GORM itself, for the simplifying the raw SQL queries, and go get SQLite driver. So gorm.io, GORM, I think driver SQLite. Okay, these three packages is required, and I have downloaded that packages. Okay, and it will stored in the go.mod or go.sum package. And previously I have told that don't modify these files, so I will recommend you to don't mess with these files. Simply leave it default it. Okay, now I will create some industry level project structure, so that you can if you want to scale this project in the future, you can scale this easily. So I will recommend you to create that folder structure. Okay, so let's create. First is the database, for the database management, and the second folder is for the controllers writing, and third is for the routers management, and third is for the models is simply like the tables name. So we will create the models, and this will store in a database as a table. Okay, so first I will create a main.go. Main.go is simply the entry point for the all the for this project. Like in a C++, there is a function called int main, and int main is simply the entry point for that project, for the C project, or for any other project that provides some entry function. Okay, so go provide func main, and func main is the entry point for this project, for the Go project simply. So I will name the package name main. You can write the name of the package different, but I will recommend you to give the meaningful name. Like I have created the main.go, so that I have given the name package main. Okay, and I will write simply the print statement for checking that the Golang is working or not. Okay, so write welcome to the Spike programming. Okay, and if I run this project, it will print the welcome to the Spike programming. So it is working well. So let's write the models part. I will create one model called user.go, and you can create multiple models there, but I will create only one model for this project. You can create multiple models, and you can create different routers or different controllers for, and you can scale this project for the different models, for the different tables. And for this video I will create only one model, user.go. Okay, and I will name the package name models. I will recommend you to give the name similar to the project, similar to the folder name. I have given the folder name is models, so I will recommend I will give the package name models for all the files inside the models. Okay, I will create the different if I am going to create a product.go, then I will give models as a package. This thing I recommend you to do. Okay, first but I am going to create the user.go only, so I will delete the product.go. Okay, you can create if you want package models, and type user is the name for the models or the table, you can say, because it mimics like a table in a database. Okay, the model name is simply the table name. Okay, id, and it's a primary key, it will created automatically. You don't have to provide id while calling the API for the creating the user. JSON id and GORM primary key, it's a primary key, and I will give created at time is the current time. At the time of creation of user, this will store the current time in the created at field. And third is first name, and the fourth is last name, and JSON last name. As you can see, I have given all the fields name first character is a capital, because it's a capital means it's a public field. If you want to get that field in a different files, you can get, but if you give this name as a first name, like a first name is a first name first character is a small letter, it will not be accessible in a different files. It is a private field, and it will be only accessible in this file user.go only. It can't be accessed in the main.go or on any other different files. So I will recommend you to give the first character of that field is a capital. Okay, so let's move further. I have created the user struct, or you can say it's a user model. I have not given many fields to that user. You can give, if you want to give last name, or you can see, you can give roll number, marks, or multiple fields you can give. But for this project I am given only the first name, last name, id, and created it. At the time of calling, you have to give only two fields, first name and last name, and the user will be created. id will be automatically created, and created at is automatically created. It will store the time stamp of the current time. Okay, it will be automatically stored in the database, so you don't have to give at the time of calling the create user API. Okay, let's create main.go file. I will initializing the database. First I have to create the database.go for the connection of the database. So I will give the package name similar to the folder name, and that I have previously said that you have to I will recommend you to give the package name similar to the folder name. So I will give database package name and type db instance struct, and I will store the pointer of GORM.db var database db instance. I have provided the folder structure to that. You can write this all the functionality in the main.go, but it will be hectic to find if any error happens, so you will get difficult to find that error. So I will recommend you to write the different work functions in different files or folders to debug easily, or to understand the code easily for the readability or for the scaling the project. So that's why I provided all the folder structure, and I have written the different functionality for the different in the different files for the different work. For the connection of database, I will write in the database.go, and this database.go only store for the connections of the database, all the database related functionalities, not other functionalities in it. So we can scale easily, or we can debug easily if any error happens. Okay, so let's write the connect db db error gorm.open function returns two variable. First is the gorm.db, and second is the error, if any error happens in creating the database or opening the database. SQLite dot open, and I will give the name of database api.db. You can give name to the different name, you can give different name to the database, but I will give api.db, and gorm dot second argument is a simple the default configuration that gorm is already provided, so we will give gorm dot config. If any error comes, I will exit from this function, and I will print the error that will come. So I will write the database connection error and database connection, or you can write the database opening error, or open field. I can write open failed, or exit os.exit 1. Okay, and if no error comes, I will simply write database connected successfully, or connected to the database successfully. Simple, I will write connected to the database successfully. And for the migrations of the tables, I will for the creation of the tables, or you can say the migration of the tables, I will write db.ito migrate, and all the models I will provide all the models inside the argument models.user. I have created only one user, only one model, user.go. So I will write in auto migrate. You can write the different models, but I have created only one model, so I will give models.user. Okay, if we have product model, you can simply write comma and models dot product, but this product does not exist, so I will remove it. And third is the database is equal to db instance and db, because db instance is a struct and it requires db as a field, so I have provided db, and this is the db that will come from after opening the GORM or creating the api.db database. So while it is giving error models.user type is not expression, why models.users, okay, first name and JSON, last name. I don't think this will create any error. Let's examine this. Oh, 1 minute. Okay, there is a curly braces in there, models.user, and after that curly braces, because user is a struct, so I have to give the curly braces there. So it will create a table if we run this database.go file, but this file is called in a main.go because the main.go is the entry point for this project. So I will write main.go now. Okay, let database.connectdb for the connections. It will give the database connected successfully or not. First you have to create the tables, then you can store the data. So okay, let's initialize the Fiverr framework. Fiverr.new routers dot setup routers. First I have to create the routers file, routers.go. I have not I will not create the different router for the different models or different tables because this project is small. So I will write I will create only one file, routers.go, and I will write all the functionalities related to the go or for the different models if I will create. But there is a one model user.go, so I will create only one routers.go, and I will manage all the router related to the users model. Okay, let's write the router. Okay, so I will give the name similar to the folder name, routers, and func setup routers. As you can see, I have I have written the first character of the function name is a capital, that I have previously said. For the field name I have written the first name of the field is a capital, so that we can access in a different files. It means that field name is a public, so that we can access in a different files. Similar to that, if you want to access this function name setup routers in a different file, you have to give that name and you have to write that name as that, like you have to give the first character of the function name is a capital letter. So this is the thing in a Golang language, so you have to follow that. Fiverr.f and ef.get for the get request, capital get. And for the home route I will write controllers for the home page, and f.post request for creating the user. So I will write the router API user for creating the user, controllers dot create user. I have not created that function create user, but I will create shortly. So f dot get for getting the all users, API users, controllers dot get all users. You can name you can give the different name for the function, but I will give the get all users for the getting all the users, and for creating the user I have given the create user. Okay, you don't have to provide the comma there. Okay, let's write the controllers.go. Okay, I will create only the one controllers.go. If you want to scale that project, you can give you can create multiple files for the multiple models. Like for the user, you can create user.go for all the controller management for the user only. For the product, if you have created the product model, then you can create a product.go for all the controller management for the product only. I have, because this is the small project, I have only created the controllers.go, and I will manage all the user related controllers in that controllers.go file. Okay, let's try the controller.go file. So for creating the user or getting all the users. Okay, and for the home page also. For the home page, I will create one controller called common.go. Okay, because this is for only the home page, for the home route. So I will give the controllers as a package name, as I previously said that the package name is similar to the folder name. It is not required, it is recommended. It's like a convention. And yeah, if you want to become a good programmer, I will recommend you to follow the convention of the programming concepts. Okay, let's write the common.go. I will write the func home page, and I will see fiber.context, and it will return error. So c dot send a string. I will write welcome to the home page. Okay, so at the time of the calling of the home route, it will print or it will display welcome to the home page as a data. Okay, let's say the controllers go for the user management, and I will write the controllers for the package name, and type user serializer for getting the data, getting the response data. That user serializer is simply for formatting the output data. That's how we want to display the data, and in what format you want to see that data. So I have created the user serializer to parsing that output data and display that data as we want. Okay, so this is for the displaying the data that we want, and that how we want to see. User serializer is for this. So I have created the user serializer struct id field, and it's similar to creating the, it's similar like for I have created the models user.go, and it's similar to that. User serializer is similar to that model creating. So int for the unsigned integer, you can say, and JSON and ID. I don't have to give GORM primary key, because I am not creating that model. I am just passing the output data and getting that data in the format that we want. So I will give only the JSON ID. Okay, and first name, it's a string, and I will want to in a format first name. I will want to see the first name as the field name for the first name. Okay, and last name, a string, JSON, last name, and for the creating create user, create response user, I will give the response user, and I will give the small I will give the name first character is a small, because I want this function only in this file only. I don't want to use this function in a different files, so that I have given the first character of this function is a small. So it's like a private function, it's not a public function. Create response user, and user modus dot user, and it will return user serializer as a return, and user serializer we have to return, and user serializer is a struct, and this requires some fields like ID, first name and last name, and I will provide that fields from the user argument. Okay, so user dot ID, and the second user dot first name, and third is user dot last name. Okay, and this will simply return the response output like this user serializer is a output format. From create user, and this is the main function that I will use in a different files for creating the user, that is used by routers for creating the user. So I have given the first character of this function is a capital letter for making this function as a public, that we can use in a different files. Create user C of fiber dot context ctx simply, and it will return if any error happens at the time of creating the user. So var user models dot user, I have declare a user, and that's type is a model dot user struct, and if error in c dot body parser, I will pass all the data that at the time of the creating the user we will pass some data like first name that we want to give, and then last name, and id is automatically created or created field is automatically created. That data we will pass using the body parser, and it will parse that data. If any error comes like formatting error or not finding that field, not matching that field, so it will give error, and if any error comes we will exit that function create user, and I will pass the ampersand user, get all the user data in the body parser, and if error comes, if error is not equal to nil means error comes, then we will return the c dot status 400, and we will write some message like error dot error. You can write different message as well, but I will write error dot error for understanding the message that it will throw. So after if not any error comes, we will write simply the database on dv. We will create the user simply dv dot create create. It's a built-in function inside the dv gorm dot dv that we are getting from the like I will show you in the database like gorm.dv. It's like a dv instance and dv field, and this function is from the dv. Okay, so it will create a user, and I will convert that user in the response user. So I will write create user response user, create response user, and user. It will simply return the formatted output that we want to see. So return c dot status means the data is successfully created. So we will write the json dot status 200 stated code is simply for the success. So json, and we will write the response user as a output. So like a response user, but it's giving error. Okay, don't have to we have to initialize, so we will use the colon and equal sign. So it will store the create response user means the user serializer output in the response user, and we will if at the time of calling the create user API we will get the user data that is created at that time. Okay, so it will give the response user as the output. So I have returned that data with the successful stated code of 200. So now let's write the function for get all the users. Get all users. I have used that function in the routers. If you know that API users, I have written controllers dot get all users. Okay, so I have to write that function in the controllers.go. So response get all users, and it will required context of the fiber, and it will similarly give the error. Var users, it's store the list of the users, because get all users is simply returning all the users that is stored in the user table. So its type is models.users, and I will get all the data from the database dv.find ampersand users. It's simply the GORM functionality, We don't have to write the all the big SQL queries for getting all the users. We can simply write the db.find. It's the functionality of the GORM, or it's the beauty of a GORM, you can say. Database.database.db.find, and it will store all the users. It will fetch all the users and store in the users models, users variable. So ampersand users, I have given the ampersand users, and I will convert that users, raw users, in a response users, like a user serializer. That's why I have created the user serializer. User serializer is simply for the data that's for data that we want to see in the format that we want to see. So like a response users, uh, user serializer. Its type is user serializer 4, and the first argument is not required, so I have given the underscore, and the second is user, and range users, and I will append all the user by iterating using the range users. It's like a for loop from the different programming language. Okay, so I will append all the user in the response users, and in a Go we will use append function for appending the users in the list, or appending the data in the list, or you can say array. So response users, simply I will write append. As you can see, I have not given a colon equal because response users is already created here. So I will simply assign response users by appending. So response users, and in the response users I will append the user, but by converting that user in a response user, like by using the user serializer, or you can say create a response user. So it's the format that we want to see. Create a response user. Okay, and I will simply close the curly braces, and we will return the c.status, because if we will not get any error, so simply return that users response by 200 status code, means ki it's simply working response users. Okay, and the first function is for the create user, and second function for the get all the users, and I have used that function in the routers.go. so I have to simply initialize that, means I have to use the package or the folders, and that this function exists. The controls.create user and get all users. Okay, and the main.go, what serial is coming. So in the main.go I have to write further routers.setup routers, and I will provide the app as argument. Setup routers required app fiber.app, and I have given that argument as app, and third is log.photo, right, simply running the localhost. So app.listen, and in the listen we have to provide the address, or you can say port. So I will give 8000 as a port. You can give different port as well, but I will recommend you to give 8000 because it's like it is saying it's a default port. So I will recommend you to give 8000, or you can give the different port name, and that is free port, not the BG port you can give. So if all the files is successfully created, or all the functionality is created, so now we have to run the project. So I will write go run main.go, and it will create all the, if all things done successfully, it will create the user table, like it is saying that welcome to the programming. Welcome to the programming is the print statement of main.go. I have written that. So the second is welcome to the second is connected to the database successfully, means database is successfully created, and you can see that the api.db is simply created, and you can see in this api.db users table is created. Users table is simply the name of the model. You can see user.go, but it is creating by appending the s as a character, like users, and I have created the user.go, but it is creating users as a table name. It's like appending the s. Okay, if you create a model name as a product name, it will create products. So it's like that. Okay, so it is successfully created the user table, and the user table is simply their column is a name, sequence, like a sorry, not the name sequence. It's like id and created at first name and last name. It's all that's all are the field name of this user table. So let's create a user. For API calling, I will recommend you to use Postman, or you can use this is a small project, so we can use the Thunder client as well, or you can use Postman if you want to. So let's use the Thunder client. Thunder client is an extension. You can download simply in the extension management tab. Thunder client. I have already downloaded, so it is showing downloaded. So you can download Thunder client, and you can call the API, all the APIs from this Thunder client. You can use Postman as well if you want to use. Okay, I have created API with the Go. You can create the collection like a new collection. Okay, let's create a new collection here. API Go SQLite, different name, and I will add the request like new request called create user, and the second request I will give name to that is create all users, and the third request I will create home page for the route for the home page routing. So it's like first we have to copy all the URL and you have to paste there, and if I click on the send button, it will call the route home route, because it's a root route, you can say. So in the root route I have in the root route slash is the root route, and in the root route I have called the home page controllers, and in the home page I have given c.send welcome to the home page, so that so if I click on the send button, it should print it should display the welcome to the home page. Okay, let's click send, and it is printing the welcome to the home page, or it is displaying welcome to the home page. Welcome to the home page is simply the string data, so it is printing. Okay, so let's create a user by API user. Okay, API user is simply the post. So let's write in the different request. I have created the different request for the different work. So I will the API user for the creating the user. You can see in the routers management app.post, and for the creating the user I have given the API slash user for creating the user. So I have to give that URL for creating the user and post request. You have to give post request. If I will click on the send button by providing the get you can see get method, it will give error like method not allowed, because for the API user I have given post request, so you have to give post request there. So I will write post request. It will say on processable entity. Why it is saying that? Okay, because I have to in the post request I have to give the data first name and the last name. First name, and I will give Angad, and for the last name I will give, it's like it's JSON data, because we are getting the JSON and JSON data, and we are fetching that we are I have written the routers like create user, and we are getting and that models.user, and models.user is simply the JSON data. It is receiving the JSON data, and I am parsing the data using the body parser. So we have to give data in the format of JSON. So last name is a Kumar, and if I give the send request, it will create a user, and its ID is automatically created like a 1, and the second is a first name and the last name, third is a last name. If you want to print the created ID as well, created at field name, you can give in a response user, like I have created the response user in a I think in a main.go, no, no, not in a main.go, but in a I think routers or controllers. I have okay. In the controllers.go, I have created the create a response user or user serializer. You can give the created ad in created at field in this user serializer, or and then you can get the created ad field as well. So create user is responding the data ID, first name and last name, and we will get it. The data. So I will create the different name just like a Chandan, then it will also create the data with ID2. ID2 is automatically created. I will give a Raj, then it will create the Raj as well. If I'll give hers, it will create the hers as well. So these are creating like a 4 records, and if I print using the like Thunder client, I have created the one request called get all the users. If I paste the API users, for getting all the users, I have created the route called API users. Like if you go in a routers.go app.get simply for the get request, because we are fetching the data, so you have to give the get request only. So API users, we will getting all the users. Get all the users. It will return the response users in the form of a list, all the users in the response users list, or you can say array of type models.user, but we are converting that user in a user serializer format. So if we click the send button, it will respond all the users in the user serializer format, and in the user serializer format we are only providing the ID, first name and the last name, not the created ad. So it will not provide that created at field in this output data. So we are getting all the users that we have created recently, and if I create one data, I can like a create user. I will create Mayank. It will create ID of ID 5, first name Mayank and the last name Kumar, and if I fetch data, it will create the ID 5 data. It will fetch the ID 5 data. So you can create all the CRUD operations like create, delete, update, or fetch data using the ID, or you can fetch data using the first name. You can sort the data by the ID, and you can do a lot of stuffs in this project. But my simple goal is to create API with the Golang using the Fiverr and the SQLite DB, and using the GORM for the simplifying the raw SQL queries of the SQLite. So I have created that, and I will recommend to follow this video, and you will get all the insightful knowledge from this. And you can simply create any project using the Golang and Fiverr. For the API, if you want to create the different API, you can create by following this tutorial, because I have given the basic knowledge of how we can create API with a Golang. So you can create. Okay, let's meet in the next video.